My daughter's kindergarten teacher called an emergency parent meeting. When she showed us the drawings, half the parents started crying. Miss Rodriguez had been teaching kindergarten for 15 years. Nothing rattled her, so when she sent the urgent message requesting all parents attend an immediate meeting, I knew something was terribly wrong. The classroom felt different at night. Tiny chairs arranged in a circle. Children's artwork covering every wall. 23 parents crowded in, whispering nervously. Miss Rodriguez stood by her desk, her usual warm smile replaced with something I'd never seen before: fear. "Thank you for coming," she began, her hands trembling slightly. "I need to show you something the children created during free drawing time this week." She pulled out a stack of papers, children's drawings, crayon figures, and houses typical kindergarten art. Then she held up the first one. "This is Emma's," she said. The drawing showed a house with bars on the windows, implied stick. Figures sat in separate rooms, each holding what looked like rectangular objects. Above the house, Emma had drawn eyes. Dozens of eyes watching this Effens. Another house, this time the family was at a dinner table, but each person faced away from the others, staring at black rectangles in their hands. The child had drawn tears on every face. One by one, she showed us 23 drawings. Every single child had drawn the same theme: families separated by screens, parrots looking at phones while children played alone, houses full of people but empty of connection. "This is Mason's," Miss Rodriguez continued, her voice cracking. Mason had drawn himself trying to show his parents a picture he'd made. Both parents had X's for eyes, their faces turned toward laptops. Above his small figure, he'd written in shaky letters, "Invincible." My throat tightened. Mason was my son. "At first, I thought it was coincidence," Miss Rodriguez said, "but then I asked them to tell me about their drawings." She pulled out her phone and played a recording. Children's voices filled the room. "Mommy loves her phone more than me," Emma's tiny voice said. "Daddy says, just a minute, but it's never a minute," another child added. "I know all my mom's passwords, but she doesn't know my favorite colors," said a voice I recognized as Aiden's. Parents shifted uncomfortably. "Yesterday," Miss Rodriguez continued, "I asked them to draw what makes them happiest. Look." She revealed a new set of drawings. Every single one showed families without devices, parrots pushing swings, reading books, playing games, building forts, having conversations, looking at each other. "They're 5 years old," she said quietly, "and they already feel like they're competing with screens for your attention. They already know what it feels like to be less interesting than a notification." The silence was deafening. I looked down at my phone glowing in my pocket. I'd checked it 3 times since entering the classroom. A father raised his hand. "My daughter drew this." He held up a picture of a family at the beach, but the parents were sitting under an umbrella, looking at tablets, while the child built a sandcastle alone. "That's Sophie's, yes," he broke down. "We went to Myrtle Beach last month. I thought she had fun." "She did," Miss Rodriguez said gently, "but she remembered what you were doing while she played." A mother spoke up, anger in her voice. "Kids don't understand. We have work responsibilities." "I am not judging," Miss Rodriguez replied. "I am showing you what your children see, what they feel. They're trying to tell you something." She held up one final drawing. It was different from the others. A child had drawn a smartphone with a face, sitting at the head of a dinner table like a family member. Below it, carefully written, "Daddy's favorite kid." "This is my daughter's," Miss Rodriguez said, tears now flowing freely. I didn't realize I didn't see. The meeting ended with parents silently collecting their child's drawings. In the parking lot, I watched dad after dad, mom after mom sit in their cars, staring at the pictures, crying. That night, I found Mason awake in his bed. "Can't sleep, buddy? Are you gonna look at your phone?" I held up my empty hands. "No phones tonight. Want to tell me about your day?" His face lit up like Christmas morning. For the first time in months, I really listened. No buzzing in my pocket, no quick glances at the screen, just my son telling me about the cool bug he found at recess. Miss Rodriguez sent a follow-up email the next week. She'd asked the children to draw their families again. This time she didn't share the pictures. She didn't need to. The subject line said it all. "They see you now."